What's going on, team? Welcome back to Start Swing Trade, where we talk all about my swing trading action. And of course, take a look into the market, see what's moving. Did we get a tech bull trap today? That's the question of the day. Let's take a look at what's going on in the market. We're going to move back and forth also between trade the pool. We'll talk about DraftKings. I have KRE short right now. I have AI short right now. I'll show you guys that in just a second. We'll talk a little bit about what's going on. If you guys see anything in the market you guys want to cover, this is your show to do just that. So let me know in the chat and hit me up on what you guys are looking at. And no worries about SLE, Rustem. We all get some right. We all get some wrong, right? I got that one wrong today too. So the key is learning. How can we decipher what is quality in those cheaper names is definitely going to help us. Smash the like for that. Let's get to the action. Of course, you guys see the SPY right now bouncing back, and it did do a little bit of a takedown. And this is what you mean by chop trading, right? When you go all the way up like that, all the way down, it seems like the computers are running things right now. And that's how easily you can get trapped on a down move like that. Now, one thing to note though, NVIDIA never went back down below 450s. That actually makes me feel a little bit bullish here towards the end of the market day. We'll see what happens in Tesla. Can it come back down below the 270s, back above the 272 spot? This looks like an actual bullish chart. This is how it just as easy it gets in the market, guys. It's going to be a little bit of a shake today, and we definitely don't know which way things are heading. Amazon, one of the good stocks of the market right now. Look at the daily. We drew this. We were looking for this, created this on the 14th, updated it on the 30th, right before that September run. Now we've started to take off, did the pullback, throwback look, and took off right back to the highs. This tells me that I should keep an eye out for shop, maybe getting a little bit of some buying and then coming right back up. So today it does kind of this green and then now pulling back here towards the 6280s. This is one that's on my radar, guys. I need to keep an eye on it to see when we're going to get a positive day. But take a look at this daily and hourly. If it could just get back there towards 64, won't be looking too bad there in Shopify. All right, we'll take a look at some other action. Of course, we're talking about some leading stocks. Apple still in the red, but could come back here at any moment. I was watching today to see if we would get back above this 175.50s. We started to get above it here and then reject right back down the 174.50s. So let's see if it can get back above here towards the VWAP, and 176 towards the close is something that I'm looking at. One thing that I want to see is when will Apple get out of this downward trend that it is right here, or will it come back to that 176? It could go through the lows of 174. We just got to keep an eye on it. And KRE just got me out of that trade. So it just bounced there to 43.10s. I've been short this pretty much all day long, guys. So I had to take some profits. I took some profits earlier at 43.05. I was in this from about 43.22s. So not a bad trade there. Let's take a look at that action. I'll tell you guys that right now. We can even show you guys that in just a second. Let me pull down this screen, show you guys trade the pool right quick, and then we'll move back into the overall talk of sectors and industry. Here you guys see my KRE covering there, and I was thinking about maybe, swing trading this a little bit, but I wanted to see it break down through the 42.80s, and I tried to get 42.88 here. Didn't get filled at 42.88s. It could still come down. Of course, you guys see where I was shorting it up here, right? 43.22s, 43.26. And then you guys see the profit takes right here, 43.05. Then you guys see it right here, 43.05, 43.10s. I was looking for that extension lower and just didn't get the fill there around the 88. That's how it happens sometimes. And this could still come down. And one thing that you see here, guys, is that I am short AI and I'm right off of it here. So I could swing this a little bit lower, but since I'm so close to the entry, I need this to start going in my favor. If not, I'm going to get out of the position, pretty much break even. Right now, I have the stop set there at 82. Why? Because it should have cracked this 27.60s. And I could have taken profits there at 27.60s, would have been about 20 cents there. But I was looking to take profits down towards 27.50s and below that. So we'll see what happens here in AI. Turbine with a little bit of some super stickers, man, and definitely need to. I need to hit up Benzinga and get all these super stickers, man, because I appreciate you guys giving me some love in the chat. That's what it's all about. Hit the thumbs up. Let me know what's on your top radar today, and definitely we'll cover it, man. Anything you want to talk about, any question you have in the market, I'll do my best to see if I have the answer for you. All right, let's take a look at what else is going in the market. And of course, you're seeing the SPY kind of be playing this little chop game. It could still come back up right now. So one of the stocks to continue to watch, I think, is NVIDIA, Microsoft. Those stocks really hot today. Now pulling back. And where do you see Microsoft? Coming right back. And so this is why, I didn't want to fight too much and why I was trying to be more break even for these short plays. Because it just seems like it goes up here and then it comes right back down. And the KRE could go lower. You guys know I've been calling for this KRE going lower. And we've been looking at that since all the way around the 45 spot. So we'll see if this goes lower. Right now, I'm going to stop focusing so much on this. DraftKings, I'm still going to hold it overnight. I did take some profits today. Of course, you guys saw me talking about this swing trade right here just yesterday. Taking some profits at 30.43. In from 31.97, so deep into the green here. Looking to see if we can cut back down to 30s because that would be a $2 profit on this trade. We'll see what happens there and appreciate the love, Ben. Definitely. Let's get after it. Let's also take a look into the different market, the industries, energy, wherever we want to look, we can find it in the market. Let's get out of trade the pool. We'll go back to my preference right there, at least for charting here. And the big thing is, you guys know how I use this to show you guys where the money is moving. And that's what it's all about. All right, let's take a look here. As you guys see, utilities is actually leading from the open. And I always pay attention from the open because it's going to fool me a lot of the times, right? If I pay attention to the overall change. Utilities coming right back to resistance, could reject this. Technology having a little bit of a bounce back day, but it's only up 0.15. Can it get this nice drive here towards the end and actually push up? Or is this just a bull trap? That's all things that we can think about, right? I think I would need to see the SPY come back and take out 445 on the downside to think this is a real bull trap. I'll tell you one thing, it's definitely choppy, and we got to take a look to see if we can get back there to 448, or are we going to come back there towards the 445? And that's the overall market talk, right? We'll see what happens on Microsoft. That's still looking decent off of this pullback to the 90 MA, trying to reclaim right back up there to the 338s. And NVIDIA, I'm going to continue watching that 450. If we can hold 450s, doesn't look too bad. You crack 450s on the downside again, and yeah, this could break down a little bit further. We'll see what happens there. And we'll see if I can get a little bit more out of certain names in the market. And I'm not, against going short. I did take a swing trade today that is caught in the red here, which is IBB. IBB not doing well for me, guys. I like to be fully transparent. It's not all green today. I got this at 127.81, which is all the way up here. And this is all the way back to 127. So below this 126.90s, I will be getting out, but I'm trying to give IBB the chance to come back here towards the close and make at least a run back towards 127.50s. I won't add to it. I could add to it a little bit later, but for right now, I'm staying on the sideline. AAL, still have this one, guys, and it's down there. It's almost washed me out today. It got to 13.29s. 13's my last spot that I can hold on to. After that, I'll start cracking down and just getting a big hit there on American Airlines. Down about 11% on this position. I'll tell you right now, doesn't happen often that I actually am down that much. But the only thing that's helping me is that it's so small. It's so small. According to, let's say, market value, it's only about a fifth of my original sizing that I normally put into a capital trade. So that's just to give it perspective. It's still down 11%, but the unrealized P&L isn't too big that I can still hang on here, but something needs to change. And what needs to change? It's going to be oil. Oil needs to start going into the red. Today, we did get a pullback. You can see it here. Now I'm watching, of course, WTI. WTI this morning, though, was going to 89.64. turned around in a heartbeat, but now starting to jump back towards 88.75. So I'm going to continue to watch between what happens here. Do we get back below 88 or above 90? Above 90, I got to get out of this American Airlines trade. It's going to be too much pain, and I'm going to be getting out. Now, if this could turn around and start coming down back towards 88, and then eventually, we get maybe some news that brings oil back down to the 80s, well, the lower 80s, that's definitely going to help out. We'll see what happens. WTI, can it get back there towards 90? Will it take out the 89.64 range? Something definitely to keep an eye out for. Crow, what's going on out there? Hollow 80% down. Crow with a swing 30% move. I love it. Love it. The swings, man. One thing that I've noticed, at least for swing trades, is that I can just let trades work for themselves. Like what I always like to say, I want to let the market do the heavy lifting for me. My problem and my kind of thing that I need to work on is that entry, the plan. After that, the market does the work for you, not me. Once I gotten into the entry, I don't want to do the heavy lifting. I don't want to do the mentality back and forth. Should I get out? Should I not get out? Just want to focus on the trade and let the trade work. All right, we can take a look at some trades. RTX swing. Hey, that's a good outlook. We'll take a look at that, Lucas, is in just a second. Let's go through some of the technology, some of the kind of sectors today, and then we'll get to that action. Okay, so of course, technology. We'll take a look at this a little bit closer towards the end, just because we could see a little bit of a push up here in the last couple of minutes. All right, you guys see Hendricks waking up for his little nap. He's been napping all day, man. PayPal, is it dead? We'll take a look at PayPal. No worries. We'll take a look at that right now. Let's just keep watching, and I'm watching still AI to see if it can go into my favor. Just keep going lower, and maybe I can just kind of bring it down a little bit and even swing trade that overnight. Smash the like. You know where you're at. Market movers. Let's keep going for it. All right, so defensives trying to get a little bit of a bounce as of late. Healthcare was strong earlier, pulled back. We'll see if this can kind of turn back to the upside. Yesterday, it was stock that I was looking at was Merck, and that came back down. Of course, IBB also on my radar. Moderna had good news today, pulled back here. Now will it take 109 and then make a run here towards the end? That could save my IBB trade. Doesn't look too bad there in Moderna. And the other stock that was mentioned, of course, was Pfizer. Will this get the lift here towards the end of the day? All right, consumer cyclical turned around, and that's just how quickly the cyclical game can turn around. So keep your eyes on different industries here. Broadcasting TV, not where it's at, guys. Holy moly, broadcasting TV is just getting destroyed, guys. And that just tells me that, guys, be careful in this space. Definitely not a space that I want to focus on. Like, let's say Fubo. Fubo, everybody thought was going to get a continued lift because of what was going on with Disney and Charter Communications. Now Disney Disney, let's take a look at Disney, starting to pull back there. Fubo starting to pull back. Will this just go back down to $2? Very easily could. We'll see what happens there on Fubo. It tried to get through 3 multiple days, now starting to let go. All right, let's keep going. There's other ones in here too. Netflix. Oh my God, what a takedown there in Netflix. That is not looking good, guys. That could be destruction, further destruction in Disney. I don't know if Disney is truly turning around. It could have just been a move back to fill this gap. And then now you could get some more continued downside action. I wouldn't be betting up on Disney. I'd probably be betting down, especially after I see this Netflix. What is this telling me? Maybe we're starting to see the consumer really weaken. And that's why we're seeing this downside action move. We'll see what happens. Fubo, Disney, I don't like those names. And for that being mentioned, be careful for names like Warner Brothers. I think this could go lower, back down to 9. What's another one? Paramount Global, back down to 1334s. Should have probably never been at 24s to begin with, but does look like it wants lower. All right. How low does Netflix go? So sad. Well, this could just show you that, hey, maybe this trade that we were seeing, it gave 1 attempt, 2 attempts, 3 attempts, and then this 4th attempt through 450s. A lot of times when we get that, we're going to get a test of support. This is that test of support. Now, will it bounce here and come back to 430s tomorrow, or will it crack down to 400? That's what I'll be watching. Back through 400, and you can get this stock back here towards the trend, the overall trend, which would be a move back towards like 380s. Let's see if we can fill this gap here. There's a daily gap that's right here, and I can clearly see that. I'm going to pull this, and I'm going to make this red for us to look out for. And I'll let you guys know if it gets into that space. That kind of be the area where I can maybe look for some pullback buys. But for right now, Netflix on the downturn. All right, we can keep going and take a look at some stocks that you guys wanted to take a look at. I can keep going through the industries. One thing that I did see is XLI take another leg lower. I've talked about how this hasn't been looking good, and there you guys see it. Definitely another leg lower. Was taking a look to see if maybe Caterpillar would hold today. Nope, there's the takedown. That's why I didn't want to grab Deere yesterday, but Deere's being able to hold the 400 spot here. And I've been talking about this 400 spot for multiple times. So we'll see what happens there with Deere. I couldn't take it today off of that 400. A lot of times I want to take Deere, but it's just so hard to come after it, especially because of the spread being so expensive. That spread can get you. It's about 26 cents right now, but sometimes goes as wide as even close to like a buck. All right, let's go. Let's keep talking about it. Yeah, DraftKings, let's get after it. You bought HB, okay, some home builders, and you bought Apple. Okay, you bought puts on those. Nice. I like the outlook there. I know a lot of people were kind of short like 177 on Apple today. We'll see if it starts to make a comeback here. Let's go to the Qs here. The Qs are trying to prop here a little bit. Let's take a look at NVIDIA to see if it makes a move back to the upside, or will we come for the 450 takedown? DraftKings keeps going lower, so I'm not going to stress about that. AI looks like it could come back any moment, so definitely not going to let it come back through my entry. I have 2781s, a stop ready to get me out at 2782 if it's needed. All right, let's go to some of the stocks that you guys wanted to take a look at. I also saw mentioned in the chat PayPal and Raytheon, so those are the two that are next. Let's go to that one. Boba plays. Let's take a look here at PayPal. That's PAPL. One thing that I noticed is let's go to the daily outlook, because a lot of people are looking at this on daily outlook, right? They're not necessarily only looking at it on the intraday. And that's one thing that I would say. I'm going to erase everything here, and then we're going to focus on just daily outlook, how this stock looks, right? So how it looks right now. To me, it looks like it went to this downward move, like a kind of an inverse head and shoulders here. And I'm going to draw it for you guys by just drawing the here would be what you call the shoulder line. So the shoulder line is this bottom line. The neckline is this upper line. The important line for me really is the neckline. Can we get back through that? If you get back below 61s, this is definitely could go right back to 58. But if we can hold pullbacks to 61 here and take out 64 with a close towards 65, that's going to be looking good there for PayPal. Square, a little bit different here. So this would be kind of what we call, and I took this from Gil Morales. Other traders call this also something else, the undercut and rally trade. So when you see the stock cut through a big support, 55 here, you see a big volume jump. What does that tell me? That buyers could have got in here, not necessarily sellers, because if it was sellers and bears trying to take control, this probably would have flushed down through the 53. So I can take a look to see if we can get back up through 56. If I do get back up through 56, I can start risking off of what's down here for the lows. We'll see if this can reverse. But right now, Square doesn't look the best for me. PayPal doesn't look the best for me until it gets that move. I think these are names that we can react late. Because why? Because they've been such destroyed names, right? Take a look at the far pullback outlook. This stock went from 300 back down to 62. We're down almost 80%. So even if the stock makes the tiniest move up, that's not what I'm stressing. I'm worried about missing moves to like 100. So if it goes up $4, that's not the end all be all. Let's just make sure that we're paying attention and trying to catch those trend changes. Smash the like always, guys. Let's keep a look. What else is being mentioned? Mystery Man, what's going on, man? How you doing out there? Peter Schiff says gold is going up. Okay. Gold. We could take a look at gold. Amazon is strong, Jared. I would definitely point to that. Amazon, Microsoft, Intel has been strong as of late. Let's see how Intel did today. Intel, I was watching to see if it was going to do a move to 39. It did do that move to 39, and then it came back. So it's been trying to hang in here with these names. We'll see if it can continue to hang on. Google also been the strong name. Look at the move right now on Google. Look at the daily. Do you see how the daily keeps holding the 9 EMA pullback? Until that trend changes, Google's still a buy, and it could be making its way here. I remember I created this on July 24th. Why did I talk about this on July 24th? Because I talked about this on our sports betting webinar. We talked about how Google could see an uplift from where? From YouTube TV, of course. So we'll see if this can continue the lift. Maybe some AI mentions, something like that. Google could be going to all-time highs. I'll tell you one thing. I'm not stepping in front of Google. That thing looks pretty strong right now. Tesla, can it get back through the 272 right now and start taking an upside action move maybe overnight? Doesn't look too bad there for the swing if you guys want to take a shot. I'm not going to take that shot just because I feel like it's like I'm pushing myself a little bit today. I'm not going to take that. All right, guys, it's 3:57. I do have to close some of this AI. If not, it's going to close some of it for me. So let's go ahead. Let's close up some of this and see if we swing trade it. It's a little bit slower. And normally I like to be a little bit deeper into the green before I swing trade a name like this. So we're definitely going to go ahead and just first take some off here. It's going to take some off and pay myself. All right, there you go. At least get the execution down. So I just paid myself in some AI. I'll show you guys exactly how that's looking right now. Just paid myself some at 27.74s. Now, of course, my average is 27.81. So if I wanted to, I could just hold to that and let the market close and see if we can get some downside action in AI. But any move back above 27.80s, and I have to be really careful. Where the problem here is that it can make a quick move back, right? And so with that being said, I'm probably just going to cover here. It just is, to me, it's like kind of one of these things where it should be deeper into the green. Of course, I have 27.82s. If I had like 28.80s or 28.30s, I'd maybe hold overnight. And I do think this could still go lower, but I'm not going to push my risk, right? Push my luck, especially since I have DraftKings in such a strength position. So boom, just closed AI. I'll take the last little gain, $229 a day for me, and still have net P&L of 117 on DraftKings. We'll see what happens if DraftKings can keep going lower. Anything above 31s, I'll probably end up taking the money and running. But if this goes back down to 30s and 29s, I'll tell you one thing. I don't want to miss out on that move. I can still drive and take more profits. All right, we'll see what else is going on. That joke, Peter Schiff, has been pushing gold for 30 years. Yeah, he definitely has been pushing gold for 30 years. Disney bouncing back to the upside. We'll see what happens there on Disney. Netflix needs to come back to save Disney, because if Netflix keeps getting destroyed, there's no way I see Disney coming back. But hey, who knows? Maybe I'm wrong on that end. All right, let's keep going. How did the cannabis trade end here? MSOS, let's take a look there. Wanted to see how this was ending. Ooh, this is taking a hit right now. Ooh, this could have been maybe a potential short. It just keeps battling here in the 9s. I think this could come back down towards like 775. We need some new catalyst cannabis, not just the ones that have been helping it run. Let's go back to the Qs. Let's go back to NVIDIA. Will NVIDIA make another step up here towards the close? Now it's starting to hold this 455. Could make that up move. Tesla could make that move above 272s. We'll have to wait. If this was a bull trap today, I'll tell you one thing. It was a pretty good one if it was. One thing that I see is a lot of kind of volume coming in here. Looks like there's some imbalances coming in. So we'll see what happens with that one. RTX, I got you, Lucas. Lucas, this one started coming back a little bit. But the only question is, can it fill some of this gap? It needs to get to 77 first. And then it has another gap here at 80.50 to 84, 83.50. I'd like to see Lockheed Martin really show me a turnaround first. Let this Lockheed Martin come back towards like 430s. Show me some strength in the industry. Defensive names have been hit as of pretty hard lately. And so to tell you the truth, it seems like to me like buying a little bit of a falling knife. Can you catch it maybe and get it back up? Yes, but it's also going to be a tough trade. Knock is something to maybe keep an eye out. NLC, another defensive name that hasn't been doing that well. Let's see if one of these can show me some strength. All right, guys, it's 4 p.m. Yes, it's tea time, guys. And tea time means pinkies are up and the keyboards are down. Yes, so you guys enjoy it. It's 4 o'clock. And like they say all the time, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Shout out to my man, Jimmy Buffett. Sad to hear him pass away. It was just a guy that I never got a chance to see, but I'll tell you one thing. My dad definitely enjoyed some Jimmy Buffett, and you can't go wrong, right? So it's 5 o'clock somewhere. You guys go enjoy the day. Be safe out there. We'll see you guys bright and early tomorrow. Of course, it'll be Thursday. And as we get PPI, that's the thing to watch. CPI today showing what? Showing that we are on the path of inflation lower, but interest rates could stay here for longer because we don't get back to 2%. And if we're not going back to 2%, that's exactly how the Fed can continue to hold rates higher and prolonged interest rates going into next year. Maybe even into the end of next year is when we finally get a pivot. We'll see what happens. Hit the likes if you guys enjoyed today's show. We'll see you next time. Smash it up.